Hello and welcome to The Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry.
Oh, look at this bitch.
I'm making that the first line of this segment when I upload these.
That should be the title of the clips. Oh, look at this bitch.
Look at this bitch.
And you can put a picture of me on one side and him on the other and be like, which are we talking about? Then people will tune in to find out.
YouTube doesn't like it when I swear in the thumbnails, though.
What?
The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch.
Reminds me of Casey.
Yeah, that's definitely a meme that she has sent at some point.
Mm-hmm. This motherfucker. I hope he goes so bankrupt. He won't.
Salty, sweary Shannon Q is best Shannon Q, says Lubalar.
This is me at my best.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, so for the two of you who are unaware of who Alex Jones is or what's going on with Alex Jones right now, he's the guy who started the rumor that Sandy Hook was a false flag. And he denies that he started it, but he was like on his show talking about it being a false flag while it was still happening. So if someone else did it first, nobody's found that one. So he said it was a false flag, and there's the Texas verdict, which I think was 45 million, something like that. And that one will probably come down because Texas has weird statutes that are, in theory, they're supposed to protect individuals from like big companies going after them for all they're worth. But in practice, it protects people like Alex Jones who have a lot of money from actually paying meaningful consequences. Connecticut doesn't have a statute like that. So, yeah, this $965 million that he's been ordered to pay, that's not getting lowered because of some weird statute thing. He is going to appeal it because that's what you do when you get a judgment against you. I'll talk about that in a moment, though. So, when you add the Texas thing to this, total judgments against him are $1 billion. He claims that he has a net worth of about $2 million. But there was what's it called? I like the title. This is a job title that I kind of want to have. A forensic economist. Like, that sounds like a cool job.
That would be a cool job.
Yes, forensic economist said that the combined net worth of Jones and Free Speech Systems, which is his company,
bullshit. Is that what his company's name really the fuck is?
Yes.
Free Speech Systems?
Well, that's one of his companies. He's got several companies. So one of the ways he's trying to get around this is
having shells of shells that own each other.
Yeah, so Free Speech Systems owes $54 million in debt to PQPR Holdings, which is a company that is owned by Alex Jones's parents. So
he's hiding his money.
Yeah. And so the family's lawyers said that the PQPR money transfers, which were like up to $11,000 a day while these trials were going on.
That sounds like embezzlement.
Yeah. Well, the lawyers were saying there were fraudulent transfers designed to siphon off assets that could be affected by judgments. Yeah. That's what they are. That's what it looks like. Blatant. Anyway, so they're saying that they his estimated revenue as a result of this trial, people are like, he's using this to grift more people and being like, oh, they're persecuting me, so you got to come and support me so I can not go bankrupt in this thing, even though I'm already filing for bankruptcy. And so he's got a surge of business that has seen him making upwards of like $450,000 per day from his site. Now, the good news about that is this is all money that now the plaintiff's lawyers can go after and be like, hey, you owe my plaintiffs all that money. We'll let you keep a small percentage of it, but most of it goes to us. And they can get court orders to have the courts make him turn over, or like So I'm going to mention opening arguments again. If regular viewers of my stream will know that I reference them a lot. So they've done a deep breakdown of what's going on here. And so basically the ideal scenario here, because even if he's worth the $270 million and he pays all of that to the plaintiffs and everything, that's still not $1 billion. They're still out a lot of money. But so basically the goal here is for the rest of his life, every time he makes money, there will be lawyers behind him going like, "Where's my cut? That's my cut for the plaintiffs."
You owe someone that money.
And when he does it, like when he deposits his money into a bank, the plaintiff's lawyers can like send a letter from the courts to the bank that he deals with, being like, "Hey, this guy owes us money. Transfer that over here, please." And
so he's going to be dodging a lifetime of garnishment orders.
So Alex Jones doesn't even have to actively give them the money. The banks will do that for them when they get the letter. If he collects money through Patreon, they will send a letter like similar letter to probably PayPal at that point, because that's where the money actually goes through. And PayPal will pay them before they pay Alex Jones.
If it's anything like Canada, once you're served with a letter for a garnishment, the duty to withhold is by the person who is giving you the remuneration.
Yeah.
So if it's an employer, so if it's like a business, like his business, the duty to withhold would be at the point the letter is received by the business. So whatever you deposit into his bank account should be less that amount. So Patreon would be subject to the same thing. So any amount that they were transferring to PayPal would be considered a bank account. Any amount that they would transfer to PayPal would have to be less the percentage of the garnishment order, and that would have to be tracked.
Yeah.
So if it's anything like Canada,
it sounds similar. I don't know if it's probably not exactly the same because, but yeah, it's the same idea.
It's usually a bench order.
Mm-hmm. Now, with regards to the appeal, not sure where it is in this article, but they did not seem as hopeful as Andrew Torres seemed with regards to the appeal. Because the thing about the appeal is the only way he could win the appeal, he's going to be paying money regardless. He defaulted on the "Are you guilty or not?" So he is guilty, so he has to pay something. So the appeal will only be on the amount. Right. And so the only way that you can appeal that is be like, "Oh, well, the jury was just being malicious and just trying to take me for all I'm worth. They didn't actually like sit down and calculate this out." But the thing is, if you look at the ruling from this case, they actually went through individually plaintiff by plaintiff with all of the families and being like, okay, well, this person, their life was ruined to a much greater degree than this other person, so they get more money, and this person, it was a less effect, so he gets a bit less money, and so like they went through and they gave reasons for like, this is why this person gets more, this is why this person gets less, and they spread it all out. So the fact that they did that is very strong evidence that they did not, in fact, just try and take him for all he's worth. They actually did their due diligence and did the calculations properly. So there is a good chance that this will not be overturned on appeal or
fuck his face.
Lowered on appeal. So fuck his face. He needs to be scrounging for pennies for the rest of his life. Yep.
I 100% agree. I think he's rat. Did you see that? Is he going to have the same lawyers? Because I hope so. Because my favorite part of the whole thing, and you know what I'm going to say.
Are you talking about the Texas lawyers?
Sorry?
The Texas, because it wasn't the same lawyers in Connecticut as it was in Texas.
Oh, right. Yeah, but in the Texas trial, my favorite one in the Texas trial was when they accidentally handed over all of his phone records.
Yeah. That was amazing.
And then they couldn't take it back because it was part of discovery. They'd already lied. Oh, that was great.
The funniest part about that, though, is that like the Connecticut lawyers, you could make an argument that this is just a lawyer doing his job. He doesn't believe the Alex Jones stuff. He's just trying to do his thing. But the Texas lawyer is a true believer. So like he was on Alex Jones's side for the whole thing, like actively, but like, so it wasn't just like,
I'm telling you, that was a paralegal that was just like, fuck this guy, fuck these people, fuck this motherfucker.
I could see that.
Whoops, send.
But still, he had 10 days to be like, no, you need to, like, no, that's privileged material. You're not supposed to have that, please. Like, he had time to get it back, because stuff like that happens in legal offices all the time. And they have procedures to deal with it. He didn't follow the procedures. So, like, yeah, the paralegal might have done it on purpose or whatever, like, hypothetically speaking. But it was still that lawyer's responsibility to be like, no, you need to return everything except this one thing that I actually meant to send you.
Did you see the crazy ass fucking interview that he did just before the Connecticut ruling?
No, I saw a bit of the stream that he was doing while they were reading the ruling.
Oh,
Like,
I didn't see
like,
that, but he did an
was
interview
like
with
making
some...
fun of. He was like making fun of the plaintiffs
Yes.
and everything. Like, yeah, it was gross.
He did a fucking psychotic interview where he was just like, "Oh yeah, I killed everybody. I'm Hitler. I'm responsible. I shot every one of those kids in the head myself." I was like, "You're out of your mind."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've gone to the point of absurdity.
He said that it was a false flag again, not in those exact words, but he was like, "Oh well, this whole thing is making me question the official narrative even more," sort of thing. And it's like at what point is it like, no, just take his microphone away? He's not allowed to buy microphones anymore.
Pull the plug. We've all had enough. He's had a run.
Yeah.
I think the world could do without his voice. Truthfully.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Well,
idiot.
I mean, like, look at him. He's gonna have a heart attack at some point, right?
I know.
Like,
And how many of those fucking pills does he take a day that are supposed to make him what, like thin and muscular and energized?
yeah, and like the way he's always,
because he sells like all these bullshit supplements that are like, if you're a real man, so get rid of all the estrogen in your system.
the way he gets all worked up on his shows and everything, like he doesn't know how to, like he doesn't have an indoor voice. And he just gets all worked up and screams and everything. It's like he's living a life of stress. He's going to have a heart attack at some point, right?
Fucking lunatic. What makes somebody like that? I wonder, like,
I don't know.
Gosh, I'm just glad that I don't ever have to find out personally because, geez, like, I can't imagine.